Hello, my wonderful FBF. How are you today? Your girl Raquel here from yourspiritualrock.com, helping you get the answers that you seek. Your mindset guru here, reminding you that you will prosper and be in health as your soul prospers. I'm kind of in a weird angle because it's so bright in here. It's just like, I feel like I'm in a halo, so I can't like find a space. I have my Be Limitless tank on today. Really happy about that. I just wanted to bring this thing to you because you know that, as I said, you will prosper and be in health as your soul prospers. So I always focus first on the mindset because where the mind goes, the man follows. Hey, Kelly. So happy to see you. Thank you. It's a cherry blonde. Doing something fun for the spring. Trying to get spring weather here in Chicago. And cut it all off. Hey Matthew, thanks for joining. So I wanted to remind you about this because it's something that you hear about all the time. You know, death and life are in the power of your tongue, and you will eat the fruit of it. You will eat the fruit life, or you will eat the fruit death. Hey Matthew, thank you so much. And so what you need to really remember is that it's a couple things, right? A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. So I'm trying to give you 3 things to remember. Hey Deborah. Oh, yeah, it's a cool t-shirt, right? 1, you will prosper, period. You will prosper and be in health as your soul prospers. That is a perfect equation. So if there's anything happening in your business that you're not happy with, if there's anything happening in your body that you're not happy with, this is how you're going to prosper. This is how you're going to be successful. You need your soul to prosper. That's why personal development is important. That's why you have to get your mind right, because where the mind goes, the man follows. That's why you constantly have to be renewing your mind every single day with those things that you want. That's the first thing. Second thing, death and life are in the power of your tongue, and you will eat the fruit of it, which means that your words matter. And sometimes, you know, you're doing these affirmations, you're like, oh, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. Sorry, I'm trying to get into a spot where it's not so bright, but it's still bright enough where you can see me. And I'm not looking all weird. There you go. That's a pretty good angle. Yes, death and life are in the power of your tongue. And so you need to speak life. Speak life over your business. So what do you want for your business? What are you expecting to see? So let's say, make it very simple. Don't make it too complicated. Let's say you have a YouTube channel, and really the first superstardom tier that you want to get to is to have 10,000 subscribers. So you want to go ahead and start speaking that out. Speak life over your YouTube channel. Bless it, saying, I bless you, my YouTube channel, in the name of Jesus, and I bless you to grow. I expect you to be found in the name of Jesus. For those people that need what I have, you know, expect it. Say, you know, I command you to grow to 10,000. I expect you to grow. I see it. You have to start seeing it, because I'm saying it first, because your words are your forerunner. Your words are creating what you're speaking. And you do this already, except that you don't do it on purpose. You're not taught from when you're young that your words are actually creative containers, eternal powers, and it's actually because you're made in the image and likeness of God that you are made to function like Him. And so whether you're a Christian or not, whether you're, you know, agnostic, an atheist, a Buddhist, somebody who prays to the universe, it's going to work for you because you're made in His image. Now, there's a different level when you are a Christian, because there's a connection there, and so now you're drawing from Christ's power. And we're not going to get into that right now, but if you're a human, you're made in His image and His likeness, and so you're made to function like Him, and He never does anything without saying it first. So you need to speak over your business in a way that you expect it to be. So you can't be saying, you know, things like, oh, it's never growing. You know, not that you're not acknowledging maybe that it's not growing at the moment, but you need to expect it to be what you want it to be. So what your words are doing when you're speaking life over them, think about it like having a baby, right? Your business is your baby, and your goal is going to be like the next baby, right? That's the next thing. This is the way you nurture it. While you're speaking life over it, you're seeing it like you're nurturing it. You're feeding it good energy. You're feeding it good food, the fruit of your mouth. And so while you're doing that, what you're doing is that you're now commanding, because you're speaking with intention. It is causing the quantum field and the universe and the spiritual world to start to line things up with what you want. Now, you're already doing this. If you think about, let's say, you wanted to get a job. And so what do? It's like, I'm going to get it. You made a decision. And the decision was, I'm going to get a new job. In fact, when you were really determined to get that new job, you started telling everybody about it. I'm looking for this kind of job. Who do you know needs this? You start asking for recommendations because you made the decision and you start to speak about it. Then your actions start to follow through with what you're saying because you've made that decision. When you make a decision, you start to talk about it. And then when you start to talk about it, you start to make actions toward what you're talking about. So you're doing these things already, but you're not doing it really with that kind of focus when it comes to your business. So if you're working like a day job and then you're working on your dream job, you might not be giving it the same kind of energy because you're still holding on to that day job as though that's going to be the end for you. Now, you might be an entrepreneur and still have your day job and have your side hustle, and that's fine. But if you want to move from your day job to be full-time in your dream job, then you need to start on purpose feeding it with that kind of energy, because your words are your forerunner. They are actually going out. They're serving you. They're serving you all the time. And what you're saying is a cumulative effect. And that's why sometimes you give up, because you're like, I'm not seeing what I'm saying. I'm doing these affirmations. I'm doing my meditations. And I don't see that it's actually happening. And this is why. This is the third piece of it. So, right, first you have to remember that you will prosper, period. You will prosper and be in health as your soul prospers. So you have to have some kind of plan in place to be constantly feeding your mind with what you want to see. Second thing is that, death and life are in the power of your tongue, and you will eat the fruit of it. So you get to decide if you're going to eat the fruit of death or the fruit of life in your business by what you're saying, what you're talking about it, how you're releasing those words, how you're releasing your servants. And the last piece is really what quantum physics calls the observer effect. Like all these things, all the possibilities are already there for you. It's already in the realm of possibilities. And what brings it in is your faith. Now, faith and fear are actually the same. Fear is contaminated faith. Fear is believing in the negative. Fear is believing in the worst possible scenario. Now, it's okay to think about the worst possible scenario and then create a strategy saying, okay, if this happens, then I can do this. If this happens, then I can do that. That's wise. But when your fear is actually triggering you in ways where it's pulling it in, when you believe that scenario is going to happen for you more than the scenario of success, guess what you're going to have? Now you're releasing faith and fear and you get nothing. Or you get like a little bit of success and then it gets taken from you because you're kind of wishy-washy, because you're going this way and that way, because you haven't convinced yourself that this is what you deserve, or this is what God put in you, or this is a really good plan. Now your business is a good business. It's honorable. And other people need it. They need what you have. You are the answer that they're seeking. So you have to remember for yourself that what you have is a good thing, and that you will prosper and that you will be successful, because that's how you're created. You are wired for success. Exactly, Carmen. So it's not, you can't be double-minded. When you're, if you're going one way in faith and then you start feeding it fear, you flatline, right? So you're going like this. So let's say, this wave, it's faith, and this wave going underneath is fear, and now you're doing both. What's going to happen when they meet? Nothing. And that's why sometimes nothing happens. Because you're feeding it faith one moment, you're feeding it fear the other moment, you're feeding it death and life. So life is coming, and then you feed it death, and then it flatlines. So you have to remember the observer effect in quantum physics, which means that the things are going to behave in a way that you observe them. So when I was trying to seek how do I communicate that in a way that people can understand, what is the observation. Your observation is your faith and your imagination. So when you observe your business, when you observe your goals, what are you imagining? What are you observing? What is the faith points for it? That is the observer effect in quantum physics. Because you are made to speak, you're made to then, you in Genesis, God spoke, he saw, and then he felt. So this is the same process to create what you want, to manifest your goals. You have to speak it, you have to see it, which is in the realm of imagination, and then you'll be able to feel it, because he spoke, he saw it, and he called it good. You're made in his image and likeness, which means that you are made to operate like him. So you need to speak, because the speaking is the catalyst. It starts to set things in motion. It starts to direct things, direct you in your actions, and direct others to you, because now you're broadcasting internally, right? Because you are like a radio station. You're broadcasting this out. When your highest emotional state and your strongest belief system, when they're congruent, when your thoughts and feelings are aligned, that is what you're broadcasting. So you're broadcasting this in a way that people are picking up. Those are what's called vibes. And so now you're sending out this vibe as like a radio station. You're sending out that vibe. You're talking about it. It's being created. Now you're using your imagination. That's the observer effect in quantum physics. And now, because your imagination, when you're really good at it, you can feel it. And you already do this. You know how when you had like a bad experience, let's say you had a conversation with somebody and it just didn't go the way you wanted it to, or was really hurtful, if you bring that conversation up again and start to talk to someone about it, you will start feeling hurt all over again. Because you put yourself back in that space and you're reimagining that conversation, their facial expressions, their tone of voice, and you will actually feel the way you felt back then if you have not healed from that moment. So absolutely, you can feel in your imagination strong emotions. And when you get to that point, you get to a point where, I don't know what happened there. You'll get to a point where it will just click. And you're like, ooh, I got it. I know that I'm going to have this goal. And that's how you know your thoughts and feelings have aligned. And once your thoughts and your feelings align, your thoughts are your conscious, your feelings is the language of your subconscious. So once you have that inner union, once you are married inside to that, once you're completely congruent inside of yourself, that is when you're going to start seeing traction. You'll start seeing open doors. You'll start being at the right place at the right time. But until you get to that point when your thoughts and feelings are aligned, when you are incongruent in yourself, you might see some stagnancy. You might see things that are not moving forward, but that's okay. If you're seeing that in your life, then this is the answer. You have to do those three things. You have to feed your soul, right? So you three things. Remember, again, you will prosper and be in health as your soul prospers. Death and life are in the power of your tongue. And those that you love it, you're going to eat the fruit thereof. And you need to really engage in the observer effect from quantum physics, which is what God tells you in the beginning anyway. You have to speak it. You have to see it, right? You have to feel it. So use your faith, use your imagination, and act the way you were created by God to act, and you will get God results. Everything that you're doing, do it under the basis of love. That's your foundation, and everything will work out fine. Everything will work out fine as long as you stay in integrity. We'll talk about that another time. Hopefully this was helpful for you, to remind you that you were made in the image and likeness of God. You're wired for success. You might have been programmed for failure from your environment, but you are wired for success. So because that is really who you are, then engage in that part of yourself. I'll talk about that more on another live. Hopefully this was really helpful. It was a refresher of things that you already know. Go ahead and feed into your business by speaking good things over it every single day. It doesn't take long. Do it as soon as you get up, right? A few minutes. Speak life over it. Imagine what you want until you can feel it. And once you can feel it, then you can say, yes, I got it. And go on about your day. And this will work for anything. It really does. It really does. Well, I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing rest of your week. Thanks for hanging out with me on this Mindset Monday. I'll see you soon. Don't forget that if you want, if you're a female entrepreneur, we have a detox group. It's called Detox Spas, Safe Place of Activation for Business Women. It's absolutely free to join here at Facebook. I'll put the link down below. We would love to see you. Anna Andrea and I do a free coaching every single Friday, where we bring topics like this to help you detox your mind so you can activate your influence, your confidence, and have the life that you absolutely love. I'll see you soon. Bye now.